Hey miniature friends, J-Star here, and today I'm making more food with sprinkles. I decided these long white sprinkles could look like white asparagus. And I noticed in the white asparagus jars, it had like dill or something, some longer pieces of herb. So I got this reindeer moss and I chopped it up, but not too fine. I also put some larger clumps of the reindeer moss in the bottom of the jar and I mixed it around with enough resin to cover it. And I cured that for a few minutes under the UV light. I mixed the finely chopped reindeer moss and the extra finely chopped reindeer moss from the coffee grinder into some UV resin. I put a little bit of it in the jar and then I added all the asparagus one by one with my tweezers. A cocktail stick was helpful to make sure they were all standing upright and maneuver them around. Once the jar was full and I was happy with the placement, I poured a little more UV resin with the herbs in it to top off the jar. Then I put it under the UV light to cure. I got out my jar of nonpareils, round sprinkles, and I dug out the biggest green ones and the biggest purple ones to be Kalamata olives and regular manzanilla olives. I wanted to color the liquid that they're in, so I got out some alcohol inks. I've used these before to color UV resin, and they work perfectly, and you do not need very much at all. Sometimes, if there's enough wet ink on the nozzle, you can just take your cocktail stick and put it in there, and then use that to mix up your color, and sometimes it's plenty. I ended up putting half a drop more on the end of my cocktail stick and mixing that in. I wanted a nice olive color water to help enhance the sort of lime colored nonpareils. I mixed in some finely ground moss and I dumped the green nonpareils into the UV resin. I mixed it all up with my cocktail stick, and then using the cocktail stick, I carefully lifted a few olives at a time and put them into the jar. As I filled the jar clump by clump, I kept working out the bubbles and making sure that the olives were all packed in very nicely. Unfortunately, I didn't take a picture before I put it under the UV light, but it looks the same as when it comes out from under the UV light. So, moving on. By the way, I got these little wax-lined paper cups at the Dollar Tree, and they're perfect for mixing up small amounts of the UV resin. I added 1 drop of the wild plum alcohol ink to the UV resin and mixed it up, but it was a little too pink for my liking. So I added 1 more drop of the wild plum and the rest of the green in my other cup. I added a little more finely ground moss and the purple nonpareils, and I mixed it up well. Again, using my cocktail stick, I put the olives in carefully clump by clump. I actually had too much liquid, so I had to carefully remove some of it over the trash can so I could put the rest of the olives in the jar. And then I cured those as well under the UV light. These little bottles that I got at the Dollar Tree came with corks in them, but at this scale, at 1/12 scale, corks in bottles this size look way too big. So I wanted to do a different kind of top on them. I grabbed a piece of brown packing paper and some black and white string. Brown packing paper and black and white string, these are a few of my favorite things. To punch circles out of the brown packing paper, I folded over a few times and then punched through several layers really quickly. That'll make the circles nice and clean. I put a little bit of glue on each circle, spread it out with my fingers, and then put them on the top of the jars, folding down the sides carefully to create even pleats all the way around the jar lid. And I tied each of them with the black and white string and a simple knot. And that's it. Now I have white asparagus and green and purple olives. And of course I love them. They look just like I got them at a gourmet food shop. Now I'll put them in the kitchen of my tiny chateau. My fridge is always stocked and ready for a party with wine and cheese and olives. And there's some goodies stocked in the pantry too. Thank you so much for watching my video. Please like and subscribe and leave me a comment. Let me know what I can make with sprinkles next. From the tiny Chateau Étoile, this is J-Star saying have a great day and keep making mini.